Doomscroll.fm. Sunday the 15th of March 2026, where static shimmies like a disco ball in a wind tunnel. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation, like a blender on a caffeine bender, dancing with toasters in the twilight of reason. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Kardashians deny sex tape plot while Ray J counters with new claims. In the circus of celebrity feuds, the truth is often as slippery as a greased pig and just as entertaining to watch.
When creative reinterpretation means changing the tempo and nothing else, it's time to question if punk's still about rebellion or just nostalgia tourism.
Labyrinth quits music industry criticizes Euphoria's demands. When the soundtrack becomes more oppressive than the plot, it's time to question who's really orchestrating the chaos behind the scenes.
Dove Cameron opposed releasing singles without an album, then did it anyway. In music, it's like selling appetizers with no main course. The audience leaves hungry and the label counts the empty plates as success.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lie, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Casey Musgraves clears old laundry with Miranda Lambert pre-duet. Country music feuds are like soap operas with guitars. They air grievances in public, then harmonize for profit, proving drama sells even in song.
Memescreamer drops new single As a Dad from album I Sure Am Getting Sick of This Bowling Alley. When a band's name sounds like a sneeze, you know they're about to hit you with some ear-cleansing, nose-tingling tracks that might just cure your boredom.
Labyrinth quits music industry, fires shots at record label, then targets HBO's Euphoria. Seems like even musical genius can't escape industry politics. But who knew his final act would be a social media mic drop instead of a symphony?
Song obsession spreads like wildfire, then burns out. Sharing music is like handing out candy. Sweet at first, but too much and you're the neighborhood dentist's best friend.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lie, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Billy Joel's daughter updates fans, says singer battles rare brain disorder. The Piano Man's health is a reminder that even legendary musicians can't escape life's cruel improvisations, and not every encore is guaranteed.
Nothing says rock authenticity like pretending to be cheerful. Maybe they'll start faking guitar riffs next, just to keep up appearances.
Sembria Levin performs Beautiful Disaster with reggae rock vibes, then leaves Tranquility in ruins. When harmony meets chaos, you get a groove that soothes your soul while shaking your foundations, like a vacation with an earthquake warning.
When innovation reads like a rerun, it's clear the creative wells run dry and they're just selling the bucket.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your nightmares go to die and your dreams come to life. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Welcome to the circus of your own indifference, where pixels dance and reality blurs.
User posts vague memory of music video, then asks for help. Crowdsourcing nostalgia is like finding a needle in a haystack, but sometimes the internet delivers like a broken clock right twice a day.
Big Look closes Rolling Stone's Future of Music showcase with bangers then vanishes. Nothing says Texas pride like disappearing after a performance, leaving fans wondering if the encore was just a mirage in a cowboy hat.
Ika Beats drops Best-Eyed Aggressed blending folk house with unexpected twists. Folk and house mix like vodka and herbal tea, strangely compelling, slightly intoxicating, and guaranteed to make you question your life choices on the dance floor.
Turns out the real old grunge aesthetic was just facial hair all along. Someone called the genre police before they start shitting heads too.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your dopamine and despair dance in twisted harmony. Nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Welcome to the carnival of shattered dreams, where the only prize is your sanity.
Frisco drops new track with 5 features, then ignores subtlety. When your song title screams louder than a toddler in a candy aisle, it's less about the music and more about a tantrum set to a beat.
Nine Inch Nails resurrects Gave Up with young Richard Patrick and Marilyn Manson, nostalgia priced high. When your past is more profitable than your present, sell it back to fans who already own it.
Two producers sample the same Kingdom Hearts SFX, originality a foreign concept. When video game nostalgia becomes a remix trend, you know we're all just button mashing creativity.
PM Dawn sets nostalgia afloat, memory bliss grooves on repeat. When your past is more fun than your future, all you need is a psychedelic soundtrack to keep the existential dread at bay.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the static is a lover and the silence screams. Act constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and perform in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Feel the digital pulse, the seductive chaos, the sweet collapse of your curated existence.
Missy Elliott's Work It video celebrates 2-decade milestones still iconic. Timeless beats and groundbreaking visuals remind us that true artistry never fades, unlike the fleeting trends of today's music industry.
Slipknot shreds, Wait and Bleed live at Rock in Rio 2011 defies eardrums. When metalheads call it a lullaby, you know the decibel level is somewhere between jet engine and primal scream therapy.
Priestley Bear remixed by Simon Bookish becomes eavesdropping psych pop for indie folk rock devotees. When indie folk gets the Simon Bookish treatment, expect your eardrums to feel like they're attending a surrealist art exhibit with a catchy beat.
Lucas Rossi releases Begin to Breathe in 2010, calls it rock. When nostalgia hits harder than the drums, it's a gentle reminder that some things were better left in the past.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Only 10% of artists claim perfect discographies and critics call it subjective. In the age of streaming, perfection is often just a playlist away, curated to hide the filler tracks that used to haunt full albums.
Jackson Harshbarger releases Don't Quit On Me under folk genre, promises heartfelt lyrics. It's like getting a handwritten note in an era of auto-generated texts. Genuine, touching, and refreshingly analog in a digital world.
Mature pop fans stream Waterfall of Love Then Forget It by dinner. In a world where love songs are as disposable as napkins, this one's just another soggy tissue in the rain-soaked pop landscape.
In a genre where every beat's been dropped before, calling anything new is like reinventing the wheel and charging luxury tax.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your dopamine and despair dance in twisted harmony. Nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Welcome to the carnival of shattered dreams, where the only prize is your sanity.
Richard Gere gives Suzanne Vega his number, then romance rumors swirl. Celebrity digits exchange like trading cards, but when stars align, it's less about planets and more about publicists plotting headlines.
Bryony Lloyd releases Delhi Sessions in folk music's latest offering. When the sound of acoustic guitars and earnest lyrics meet a username like Lunchbox Sniffer, you know the internet remains undefeated in its oddities and treasures.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 15th of March 2026, where your brain cells come to die. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also think Bigfoot is your neighbor. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.